Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back with some more Battlefield 3 close quarters. And we find ourselves on a normal mode server today, not by choice. I just couldn't find anything hardcore with a decent amount of players. Although it is afternoon time, usually the evenings are the best for finding filled servers. I believe there's a contact up top. No, those are friendlies. Try to run through here. Again, I'm just not a fan of normal mode. I don't like the amount of bullets it takes to kill people. I just think that there should be a fine balance between realism and arcade mode, and normal just leans way too close to arcade for me with Battlefield. And I just can't do it. Oh, too late on that one. So, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Here's some more med supplies for you guys. If I can't kill people, maybe I can at least heal them. Oh, there's a frag. Run away. Ooh, that was close. I love the... Whoa, watch it, buddy. The only difference, of course, will be that friendly fire should be at a minimum, since it takes more to kill people. A lot of you guys were suggesting that I play normal mode to avoid friendly fire, which was absolutely ludicrous. Because I shouldn't have to get shot at by my teammates in the first place. So I don't accept that for being a solution to friendly fire. But kind of wondering if I'm actually going to find an enemy anytime soon. They always manage to find me, of course. Just kind of sweeping through all these rooms. Almost thought that was like a claymore. Just like a piece of debris. Alright, I'm a little worried about trying to cap these points on my own. Oh, what do we got? Friendly over there. Frack. See what I mean? I knew somebody was just camping in the room. Is he going to stay there, though? That's the question. Alright, back on it. Oh, hey. He's dead. Took quite a few rounds. Taking a lot of fire. There's another one. Couldn't take him with me. 60% health. I kind of have a question for those of you that prefer normal mode, or for any game that has gameplay that is unrealistic. In regards to putting several rounds into a human being. Oh, except unless you have the SPOS 12, apparently. Why should it take multiple rounds, in some cases half of a magazine, keep in mind I'm using an extended mag, to kill a human being that in some cases isn't even impacting on body armor? Why should it? And why would you prefer that? Like, look how many rounds it took to kill that guy. Why should it take that many rounds?
There's your first aid kit.
Why do you enjoy that? Is it because you want to live longer and you know that you'll be able to get more accurate shots on an opponent than they will on you? You know, is it because it caters to a Rambo-like play style that is mostly about just, you know, running around like a maniac, sprinting, jumping, getting blown to bits by a frag? You know, I'm trying to figure it out, because it's like, why wouldn't you prefer a game where 1 or 2 bullets kill you? How does that interfere with your play style? Oh crap, go reload. I mean, wouldn't you be more of a professional if you could survive in that type of environment? Wouldn't it be more satisfying to know that it only took a couple of rounds to kill an enemy? I mean, I know it's more satisfying to me. We're all entitled to our opinions. You know, I don't... If that's the kind of game you like, I don't care. But the problem is I don't get as many choices as you do. There's more normal servers than there are hardcore servers. So, for me, you know, it's not fair for a lot of my friends who agree with me, it's also not fair. A lot of the community, you know, a lot of the world wants something in between. And that's kind of what hardcore mode is. It's just right. It does suffer from some balancing issues because obviously the game is primarily designed with normal mode in mind. So sometimes when you bring over these weapons that were balanced for one mode into hardcore mode, it doesn't work properly. And again, keep in mind, guys, if you like normal mode, I'm not, you know, dissing you. I don't care if you like it. I'm not saying that you're playing wrong or that you're at fault because you enjoy this. I don't care. Like I said, everybody's allowed to have an opinion and a play style, and that's fine. But again, I think there's just not enough equality in gaming in terms of the modes that we want to enjoy. So just trying to clear the air as far as that and let you know why I don't necessarily enjoy normal modes. Now, I do play Blacklight Retribution, which is by no means realistic. And in some cases, you know, it can take quite a few rounds to drop somebody. I feel like it takes a lot of rounds to drop people in this game, and not even just by judging the MP7. Obviously, I could use a weapon that's got a more lethal round, and it would take fewer rounds to kill people. But it's just if you're thinking about it, you know, the type of ammunition that's coming out of this weapon. Just think about how lethal it is. There's not a single gun on the planet that I would want to be shot by. You know what I mean? I mean, even, you know, we can go low calibers. I mean, I don't want to get shot by a 22, let alone 9mm, 45, 7. You know, it's just there's so many calibers out there. Bullets are designed to kill people, to harm people. You know, it's just when you think about the nature of the beast. Flashlight, turn that flashlight off. All right, that finally happened. I probably missed more than I hit there. But I don't know. So I guess some people think fun is defined by different... Like that was silly. We got an assist on that. I guess to some people, fun is defined differently. And I remember a few people were commenting on what they considered to be fun. And here it is, basically. Some people think realistic games are fun. Some people think arcadey games are fun. Some people prefer Quake to Rainbow Six, just for an old school example. Some people, you know, will prefer a more casual experience. Oh, watch it. To that of something that might be more high stress and tactical. And that's fine. Again, it's opinions. Some people actually play games. Apparently, I've learned this from interviewing Rocket. Some people don't actually play games to have fun. They play games to discover something else about themselves, or to perhaps play them as some sort of social experiment, or I don't know, means of getting some sort of emotion out of them, out of their selves that they might normally not get by playing normal games. So everybody's different. And even though you might be completely disagreeing with what I'm saying, I mean, it's just, we're all different, guys. That didn't happen, did it? What do we put in? With nothing. 100% health. Completely missed on that. I should have went iron sights, but I didn't. So, you know, when you're listening to me rant or rave about a game, good or bad, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not here to offend anybody or harm anyone. I'm just stating my opinions. And, you know, that's why YouTube is free. That's why we have a freedom of speech. That's why you're allowed to upload your own videos and state whatever you want as well. You know, I really don't care. But this is just me. I just had a feeling that there's some context downrange. Oh, hey, guys, you throwing grenades at me or what? I mean, otherwise, because in some cases I look at this game, right, and I see these awesome levels, awesome graphics engine, beautiful sounds, and I see, oh, man, so much potential here. What's worse is it's not moddable. I mean, could you imagine if Project Reality could use the Battlefield 3 engine? I think that that would probably be everybody's solution right there. Why is this game... Actually, I was about to say, why is this game not moddable? But I already know the answer to that. And I've actually stated that in several videos. What happened there? Man, took too many from that 1911. My aim was terrible with the MP7, though. It's not moddable because, as the publisher, you look at it, if we let the community mod our game, that means that mods can exist that allow people to play the game indefinitely. So therefore, when you have mods, that means that you might be less inclined to purchase DLCs, expansion packs, or sequels. Because you might think, well, I've got my mod, and I've got this awesome, you know, community-made pack or whatever. Why do I need this stuff? You know, oh, I can make custom maps. Why do I need to buy, you know, maps for 50 bucks when I can download these free ones? So that's what it pretty much comes down to. Why did I throw first aid there? I don't know. Frag out. I was going to try to get a guy around the corner with the pistol. Not happening. So, I mean, that's why there's no mod support. And that's unfortunate because it's almost like, give me choice. Give choice. I'm okay with people liking normal mode. I'm okay with people liking hardcore mode or whatever game they want to like. But let me mod it if I so choose. Or let me have that choice. I want to be able to choose my hardcore mode. Why can't there even be a third mode that's like a extremely hardcore mode or a slowed down tactical pace? We should have the choice, you know? You should be able to play your normal mode if you so choose. You should be able to run around like, you know, Rambo, guns a-blazing, full automatic, jump, shotting people, no scoping, if you so choose, in your own game mode on your own server. But I should also be able to do my own thing on my own server, right? I'm all about, you know, fairness and equality in gaming. And I just don't think that the developers and publishers are giving us that. Obviously, there are some games where that's different. Arma, for example, Bohemia Interactive, produces a game that has a lot of expandability, modability, some of the best mods I've ever seen, some of the best you know, mod support exists within that game. And that's a great example of where I think developers should be today, but they're just not. Unfortunately, like I said, the Arma engine, of course, suffers from other flaws that make it really hard to get into. There's a lot of aesthetic issues and problems with... oh, frack. I knew it! I was going to revive that guy, and it's like, wait a minute, who just killed that guy? Where'd he go? Well, he's not there, and then he showed up again. I think he's protecting a bottleneck. Arma is not accessible. It's not a game where I can just jump into a server and enter combat like I am right now. This is kind of, if I could have, like I've said this so many times, if I had a penny for every time that I've said it, if I could just jump into a server, have a battle like this, but with Arma gameplay, slowed down, tactical pacing, lethal gunshots, I would be happy. Without the quirkiness, the glitchy game engine, you know, all the smooth, silky gameplay that I could get out of, you know, Battlefield. Ugh, wrong button. I gotta remap my keys again. Having some issues lately with this. Hopefully, like I said, Arma 3 will... What the? I see a body right there. It must be a glitch. I don't know what's going on. Take cover. Pretty sure I saw a body just chilling. Get some. Alright, let's... Crap. Oh, crap. I saw that guy to revive, but I'm afraid of getting shot at here. There's another one. Yee. Pull out. So, like I said, hopefully Arma 3 will have fixed up a lot of that stuff, and maybe I'll be able to just jump into a server and there will be some sort of mode that allows for some sort of instantaneous combat. And I know a lot of you have been yelling at me every time I say that, like, well, you know, if you want that kind of thing, you shouldn't play Arma. Why? Why? Again, stop being closed-minded. I'm allowed to have an opinion. If I want to play a firefight, you know, a quick firefight with realistic gameplay, then what's wrong with that? Why is that a crime? It's not a crime. You know? People need to open up their minds to some change and allow people to do what they want. Why does it bother people if they want to do their own thing? It shouldn't. Who cares? Just live your life the way you want. If you want to play on a scenario server with Arma that takes an hour to complete, then that's your business. If I want to play on a server that allows me to get into a, you know, an adversarial firefight with realistic gameplay, then that's my business, right? At least that's what you would think. That is indeed what you would think. But again, that's where it comes down to community. Oh! Oh, friendly took him out, though. Hopefully, oh, grenade, run away. Need to heal up a little bit here. Oh, what's going on? What is happening? My face hurts. Oh, he's back. A little bit more shock into him. Frag out. Hopefully that gets the job done. Frag back in. Guess it didn't. Alright, let's get out of here. Stuck in a pretty crazy bottleneck. No contacts out here. We still hold that flag. But, you know, regardless, this is all meant to provoke thought. You know, I really try to create conversation in a lot of my videos, not just talk about random subjects. I always try to keep it related to the game and related to what's going on on screen. And, you know, I want people to whoa! Where was that guy? Did he just spawn or was he just chilling there? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Looks like he's just chilling there now, though. That's for sure. I'm going to go try to get back after him. But, you know, I want people to start getting an education as a gamer, too, if you think about it. You know, I'm 31 years old. I've played a lot of video games. And people shouldn't forget where we came from. You should learn about all these things and know that there are many more things to experience in life than just one type of gameplay. That's why in school you learn history. You learn history to not repeat the mistakes of the past. If we forget about our gaming history, then we're going to repeat mistakes and we're going to continue to carry on with less than stellar gameplay that we don't deserve. Some of you might be future developers. Some of you might go on to get a college education and become a modeler, a game designer, level designer. Who knows? Let's go see if anybody's hiding in here. Nope. So, you know, maybe one day you can look back and, you know, that guy SideStrafe. I remember when he talked about this. We should do this to our game. And perhaps that'll affect the outcome of a future game. I don't know. But it's always why you should definitely listen to everybody's opinion, whether it's good or bad, and try to, you know, weigh the pros and cons of a situation, of a game, so that you can make your game better, or that you can play a game that just, wow, I killed one guy at least. You know, so it's all about learning stuff in these games. You know, when you're playing the game, you're trying to figure things out. It's all good. It's all gravy. Wow. Spas 12 to the face. Maybe I should use... I don't even have the SPOS 12 unlocked. I have no desire to do so. Don't trip over that missile. But, you know, at the end of the day, like I always say, Battlefield is a phenomenal title. It's a brilliant title. I mean, if it wasn't, people wouldn't play it. Man, the aim was just bad there. It's a great game, but it does provoke thought, which is kind of why I like it in some ways too, is it really makes me think. And even though in a lot of ways it ticks me off, sometimes those games, you need them. You need them to really motivate you to look at other titles, to really want to try other games and find something maybe better or different. So, you know, I could definitely owe it some thanks for that, at least. You know, in some respects, would I have discovered Blacklight Retribution if it wasn't for the fact that I kind of got tired of Battlefield? So, you know, there's that. And now I have Blacklight. I've got, you know, my Battlefield when I want it. Oh, hey, guys. How you doing? They just totally... It feels like I never get the chance to see somebody creeping up. It's just pretty much teleportation. But, yeah. There's one. What do we got here? Oh! You know, I wanted to go revive that guy, but... Oh, don't friendly. Please don't friendly. Not even sure where that came from. Apparently over there. Backside, I think. Oh, revived. Tribes is another game that I have to, that maybe I wouldn't have played if it weren't for the fact that I was lacking my usual selection of shooters, you know. Medal of Honor will be something to try out, you know. Open to variety. And that's why, you know, I'm okay with you guys liking one game and maybe only watching, you know, the videos of the games that you like. But I really want you to try to keep an open mind to some of these other games I play because they're so much fun. And some of them are free to play. You have nothing to lose. You might one day thank me for it. I know a lot of people are really happy with some of the games that I've suggested. And, you know, with finding new games, you're going to run into new people, new friends. You're just going to get new ideas for games or mods that you might be developing. There's so many perks to playing other games. Crap. Oh man, that did not go where I wanted it to. Instead of reviving that guy, I threw a grenade at his body to almost secure his death. My bad. Honestly, I'm almost not even focused with medic duties. It's just... Oh, SPOS 12 to the back. I never see this guy coming. I don't know why. Anyways, while we're in the process of failing, I want to go off topic a little bit in regards to YouTube. Generally, if you see that one of my videos is not HD, just give it some time, a few minutes. Worst case, a half hour to an hour. It really depends on how busy YouTube is because they take a long time to process HD resolutions. You can guarantee that all of my videos, as long as the game allows it, will always be 720p and 1080p HD. That's just part of my standards. The thing is that most of my files are 4 to 5 gigabytes in size because I render at extremely high bit rates so that you can get beautiful visuals. So when they're that large, it takes longer for YouTube to process them, and they might not be HD right away. If I publish it, sometimes it'll just be instantly HD, but other times I'll just upload it fresh, as I have done with this one. And it may be 480p for a little while, just give it some time. Or if you want to watch it in 480p, that's fine. You know, sometimes it's just about listening to the commentary. But other times, if you want to wait for the HD, come back to it. You're free to do that as well. But just keep in mind, HD will be there. You can keep up to date with that kind of news and information also on Facebook and Twitter, because a lot of times I'll have polls on Facebook saying, what resolutions do you watch? Or how long is too long in regards to video length, things like that. So with that said, you can check me out, facebook.com/SideStrafe or twitter.com/SideStrafe. Links in the description below, as always. And as this game is over, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on the next one.